Oh, see your Eursa in the background beating his dog.
I told you to shut up when I'm podcasting. Stupid dog.
That's the cold open of the show as Ursa's beating his dog violently.
Oh my God, he's beating her with a guitar.
You're listening to a Cult Talk Network podcast.
Welcome everyone to Cult of Campbell.
Hello.
How's it going?
I'm Ty.
I'm Eric.
And I'm Urs.
And today we are taking a look at a movie I have never heard of until very recently. This is the 1996 Sci-Fi Channel original.
Ooh, it was on Sci-Fi, of course.
Yeah, I found it out when I looked up the trailer.
Yeah.
The trailer starts out with a Sci-Fi Pictures original.
Cool.
Which I love. Those are some of my favorite movies of all time, are Sci-Fi Pictures original. But this is
Die Hard in space.
Basically,
Wait.
That was how I guarantee that the pitch meeting was like, "Hey, I want to make we're gonna make Die Hard in space on like a $1 million budget."
Was it $1 million?
I don't know.
Wow.
I would say at least
The space graphics were like 80s.
I know.
Yeah.
The guns were enough to piss me off.
Were they
the
really?
guns were so inconsistent too.
They were.
Right. It was because like the first gun he picks up, it looks like a rifle, but then he's like racking it like a shotgun, and it turns out it's a shotgun.
Yeah.
But then the other guy, the long-haired Asian guy, I don't know his name, but I've seen him.
Quaid was his name. I love that character, and I'll tell you why when we get into it. But this is, of course, 1996's Assault on Dome 4.
Dun-dun-dun.
Now, I did find alternative marketing material for this.
Really?
So, alternatively, it was released as Chase Morin, which is the name of the lead guy, John McClane, as I'll call him.
John McClane.
It was alternatively just marketed as Chase Morin, the hero of the 21st century, or 24th century, they called it. The 24th century.
Oh my!
So originally, it seemed like this was kind of had hopes to be a like a franchise Kickstarter or something. Or
did they really think that?
I gotta say, I fucking love this Chase Morin character for like all the wrong reasons. I honestly thought that he directed and wrote the movie.
Because of how
he was, how just unabashedly badass he was. Like,
yeah,
I was like, this has to be this guy. Like, because I don't know who he is. I mean, I've never.
He kind of gave me Steven Seagal vibes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Joseph Culp. Joseph Culp.
Yeah, he actually didn't even have a link on the wiki page. If I found on the Wikipedia page,
he does.
He's on IMDb.
You got to scroll down to the cast portion of it.
Okay, so it's not at the top. Yeah, it's like, what the hell? You're right. Yeah. I found him on IMDb and I found him elsewhere on Wikipedia. Apparently, he's got a nephew who's a rapper, so that's cool.
Oh,
yeah. I think the name was
neat fact.
Can't remember the name of the rapper. Shit, it's no one we've heard of.
Oh, so it's like a SoundCloud rapper.
Yeah,
like pictures of the guy looked like really
Ohio
like
Mike.
Long.
He's not riding that Joseph Culp I guess wave
masterpiece
into stardom.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
That's Joseph Culp's nephew.
That's Joseph Culp's nephew. Yeah.
But the reason we're talking about this movie, of course, is because it stars Bruce
Campbell, a villain.
As a villain. I'm pretty sure this is the second movie we've watched of him as a villain. Second thing we watched. You guys watched Charmed. He was a villain in that, wasn't he?
That's right, he was. Yes, there we go. So you're right. This is kind of the second time around, unless you count like X-Files, which...
Well, yeah, I would say he appeared to be the villain, then at the end he was like actually like a sympathetic, he was kind of a good guy. But then Urs and I watched Black Friday, which he was a villain for like, whenever they kind of felt like they needed to be.
He was an
asshole.
Intermittent villain in that.
Yeah.
Intermittent villain.
Yeah.
I listened to that podcast, you guys, and I have to say you didn't sound very thrilled by it.
No, I was
to say the least. Yeah.
Sorry, that was a real letdown for me. I honestly.
Yeah.
I had such high hopes for that movie, but I didn't have high hopes for Assault on Dome 4, which helped a lot. I was pretty sure I was getting myself into, and like it met all the expectations I had. But honestly, in a couple aspects, it kind of exceeded, and it exceeded where I really where it really needed to exceed.
Yeah.
And I think we can talk more about that. So, so before we get into it, what are the people behind this masterpiece, Eric?
So some of the others, the director of this masterpiece was a man named Gilbert Poe. He has, I think, one other directing credit, although he has worked on other things. The other credit is for Dao for Fan Ching, I think, in 1993.
Oh wow!
And there's no description of the plot, and he's one of 3 directors for that movie. So I don't know. Anyway, wow. There we go, Mr. Gilbert.
Maybe it was an anthology. Who wrote it?
Ooh, you're gonna Ting Ting Choi.
What? No, I don't know why we always stick you with like doing the name.
Because I
think I just subconsciously love hearing you
do. I think you're just torturing. You're pulling a Sam Raimi on me. I'm your Bruce.
Because I never intentionally am like, I want to hear him mess with these names. I was like, Eric's pretty good at pulling out information.
And the funny thing is I was backing away. I was leaving that window. I saw the name of that writer, and I was like, nope. Back out slowly. And then you're like, by the way, who wrote it? Fuck.
What's Ting Ting or whatever his name is? What's he
Choi is known for. Okay, he's got several writing credits.
Anything prominent?
Let's see. TV series Another Era wrote an episode. Forensic Heroes 3, which is a TV series. Only You TVC. He's done a lot of TV series, it looks like.
A lot of TV series I've never heard of. Okay.
Burning Flame 2. Not reading that one, not reading that one, not reading that one. The Mystery of Big Boobs. Oh my God. What?
What?
Wait, what?
I sorry.
Now you have my attention.
I didn't scream that. The Mystery of Big Boobs screenplay as Ting Ting Choi.
Wow. Is that a movie that's out?
That is a movie that's on IMDb. This sounds like a candidate for the porno show.
It may be.
No plot description, but it looks like it's a porno.
I think I can guess the plot of it.
Yeah, it looks like it's a foreign porno, guys. So there's our
good Ting Ting.
Yeah, or the writer of the other film that our director did. There we go. That was that line of thought. So that was the writer of the other film that our director did, Gilbert Poe. Okay. We went on a tangent. Sorry about that. I don't really think there's other than some actors. I don't think there's anybody else like in the crew or production side that is really.
Well, there's the one guy that plays like a president. He was from. I recognize him from a lot of things, but most prominently from Fifth Element.
From The Fifth Element. Oh, yeah. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, he was the sergeant on the Fifth Element.
That's
commander or whatever.
Yeah,
and I'm sure I've seen him in like a number of other things because he's like one of those like that guy actors from like the 80s and 90s that always played like a villain or like he was always around.
Yeah,
but let's talk about Assault on Dome 4.
Ooh, yes,
in our next segment. Urs, what do we do here?
Let's get into it.
Oh, see, me and Ben aren't the only ones.
No,
me and Ben aren't the only ones, Ty. We need your guiding hand.
How do you not know this?
Let's get groovy.
Let's get groovy.
You helpless hell spawn. Get the fuck out of here. Sleep with the scorpions, bitch.
Grab your boomstick and fire up the Delta. It's time for ACTION. Join the cult of Campbell.
Groovy.
And if you're lucky a little later, I'll let you play with my boomstick.
So let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
I like to get into you.
Hi. Who here has seen Assault on Dome 4 before?
Not before watching it for this episode. I haven't.
Same.
Ursa?
Same. I can't imagine.
Yeah, I hadn't even heard of it.
No, it took me. I have like a whole list of like the Campbell stuff. So I'm trying to get the schedule and stuff all put together. This is like one you can't really find on DVD, and I was like pretty certain we were never going to get to it. 'Cause it looks like one of those lost pieces of media. And then a very quick search on YouTube. The whole movie's right there on YouTube for free.
Yeah,
and then like great quality too. Like it's
yeah, seriously,
high resolution. Finding this thing on YouTube was a godsend because it's great quality. It's better quality than we had to watch fucking Man with the Screaming Brain and Alien Apocalypse in.
Oh, I know.
On those compressed DVDs I had.
Into the Woods.
But Alien Apocalypse was a great movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie. A lot of parallels between this and Assault and Alien Apocalypse, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Very, very similar. Saving Graces.
Hero. Yeah, Saving Graces. Yes. Yeah.
Assault on Dome 4. This is unabashedly just a blatant knockoff of Die Hard set in space.
Yeah. And I checked. Die Hard did come out first, even though this kind of looks older.
I usually hate people say like Die Hard because Die Hard knockoff is like something that gets overused. I feel like that term.
Yeah.
Because it seems like any time it's not like Alien knockoff. People like to use like peg things as Alien knockoff. Like it's a movie set in a dark space.
It's kind of alien in it, man.
Yeah. And like Die Hard, anyone's like, oh, it's a
action
a
movie,
hero, an action movie in a closed space. It's a Die Hard knockoff. But no, this was a Die Hard. This is fucking Die Hard, a true Die Hard knockoff. And I know that's how it was pitched to Sci-Fi, which that was something I really loved. I didn't find out after I watched it when I was putting together the assets for the movie. I found the trailer. It kicks off with that Sci-Fi Channel intro, and Sci-Fi Channel movies are like the biggest part of my childhood. Like that defined who I am, in my opinion. Sci-fi like Saturday evenings, like you couldn't make plans with me on a fucking Saturday when I was in high school. Like
Sci-Fi had your Saturday.
Yeah, if you want to make plans with me, it better be like before 9 p.m. and after 11 p.m. because Sci-Fi has a new movie coming on, and I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch fucking Barracuda Snake or whatever the fuck's coming on. And that was legit. Like I was like, I'm not doing shit. This 2-hour block where the new Sci-Fi Channel movie is coming on.
Oh man, if you want, maybe we could do science fiction Saturdays and just have
Sci-Fi Channel
cheat.
That would be great. We could bring back Sci-Fi Saturdays.
We could.
Because they don't even do that shit anymore. Sci-Fi doesn't do that anymore. No, they don't do that. All they do is show fucking like Battlestar Galactica and like they have like a bunch of reality shows they do now.
We could just make
everybody has reality shows these days. It's terrible.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have one when we go to Bulgaria. our Bulgarian filmmaking reality show.
That's right. We'll just document the whole experience.
We made it 15 minutes in before I mentioned Bulgaria the first time. That's pretty solid. That's starting off the new year. That's my New Year's resolution. At least get 15 minutes in the podcast before I bring up Bulgaria. Which, by the way, was this filmed in Bulgaria? Because I'm pretty sure
I wondered the same thing. That was actually, I really did have that exact thought. I wasn't able to I don't think there's anything on the production on the Wikipedia.
But
oh my gosh, yeah.
We can start breaking down this movie a little bit.
Yeah, let's tell us about it.
So this uses a similar framing device to. Have you guys ever seen Ghosts of Mars?
No, I haven't.
John Carpenter has Ice Cube in it.
That sounds interesting.
Oh, it's amazing. It's one of Jason Statham's first movies too.
Oh my god!
Have you ever seen it, Urs?
I don't think so.
Oh, you would enjoy it, Eric. There's not enough depth to it. I don't think for Eric. There's no subtext to that movie. It's pretty on the screen. It's amazing. You'd enjoy it. It was supposed to be the third Escape movie.
Oh, okay.
It was originally wrote as a third Escape movie, and what it is this mining colony on Mars goes blank. All these it goes off the grid. All these cops show up to like investigate, and it turns out that this mining colony dug into the cave and released the vengeful spirits of Martians who then possessed all the miners and turned them into cannibals.
Okay.
And the only hope is a prisoner by the name. He has like some weird name. But it's Ice Cube, and it was supposed to be Snake Plissken, but it never happened. But then it's basically these cops and these prisoners fighting these fucked up like zombie things on Mars.
Wow.
And it's fantastic. It's a Carpenter movie. It's really good. Jason Statham is like one of his first movies.
Oh my God.
I'd much rather talk about that movie than I would this one.
I guess so. Yeah.
It does not star Bruce Campbell, so we unfortunately can't talk too much on that.
No.
But so it has a very similar framing device where it starts out with like a court hearing.
Yeah.
And I guess it'd be a similar framing device to that Sam Axe movie we watched.
I was thinking that.
That's what that reminded me of when I was watching this.
Yeah.
And here we meet our hero, Chase Morin,
who is,
I believe that's his name.
Yes.
Who I'm gonna call John McClane for the rest of the movie. Because I was very proud of that when I came for that.
It's a clever one. I like that.
And he is just he's basically Superman.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that bugged me the most about this, because if you're gonna be a Die Hard knockoff, one of the defining parts of Die Hard was John McClane like getting his ass kicked.
Yeah, he's just like a regular dude.
Yeah, getting his ass kicked and like overcoming the odds. That's what made Die Hard stand out in the era of Schwarzenegger and Stallone, where it was these big beefed up dudes just kicked ass for the entire runtime.
Yeah.
Well, that's basically what Chase Morin is. He's one of those. He's like a throwback to that.
Right.
But it doesn't work in this at all. It just like never once are you. For one, the framing device takes all tension out of the movie.
Right. It's like we know.
I never liked this framing device. I don't like it at all, because
it worked in Sam Axe because he was a TV show character.
We knew Sam Axe. We knew obviously this is his origin movie. He's not going to die in his origin movie.
So that's when a framing device could work. Is it's like, all right, there's no reason to put that question in there. But like with him, like you're right, like throughout the plot, they really did like, is he gonna make it? And it's like, yes, he will. We know. Of course he does.
He's being interrogated after the fact. So he's gonna make it.
Well, not only that, but he starts out with like just saying like, I saved Dome 4, and now you're like he starts out with just like saying, and I'm like, well,
I did what I had to do.
Off. Yeah, I did what I had to do. So
spoiler alert, guy. Come on.
Exactly. Like, give us a reason to fucking watch this piece of shit,
right? Because it's not like at that point we weren't invested in anybody else at all. Like, I mean, barely him, of course, but he was clearly the one we were supposed to get invested with.
Honestly, when he talked, that's when I stopped being invested in him.
I know. It's like,
well, all his dialogue was just like, I'm a fucking badass, and here's why I'm a badass.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
All of his lines.
Rebelling against authority.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't tell me what to do. I'm a rogue. Like, you couldn't, like, he's just so generic.
Yeah.
And like I said, they were definitely trying to build on this character, because I found that alternative marketing material where it was just like the movie was the Chase Morin adventure or whatever. Like,
right.
I guess it seemed like to me they were trying to make this guy.
That's not even a good name.
No.
Really? No.
And
I can't find, like, I thought
John McClane's way better.
John McClane.
John McClane.
It actually would have made this movie so much more entertaining if he had been John McClane.
I would have.
Peacekeeper.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he wasn't a cop. He was a peacekeeper. That's what the future cops.
Which basically cop. Yeah, they're cops.
But as bland and uninteresting as Chase Morin is, he has to share the screen with Bruce fucking Campbell.
Yep.
As what's his name? Something Willows or Windows or Windham. Something. What's his name?
I got this. Hang on. Shit. Oh no.
You closed out the pager.
I got this. Oh nope, not you. Alex Windham.
Alex Windham. Yeah. And Bruce fucking eats this screen up every time he's on there.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's like almost proto Joker level of like,
it is. It reminds me a lot of the Tim Burton Jack Nicholson Joker.
Right. Because he starts off, he's in cuffs.
And you know that was on Mars? Did you realize that was on Mars? I did not mention. I thought it was fucking Wisconsin. I was like, what? Michigan. Really I was like, there's a hell of a lot of trees and blue skies for fucking Mars.
Yeah, it's after the terraforming. Man.
It was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think they do mention that at some point.
Okay, well, at least they mentioned that.
That terraforming occurs.
I am going to put that in my back pocket to use later time when we want to make a low budget movie in Bulgaria.
Right. We'll just kind of tint everything red, which I don't even think they bothered to do.
No, we don't have to do that. We're just like, man, they did a really good job of terraforming Saturn, and here we are on Saturn.
I don't think it would work with Saturn though.
No, I don't know. I don't know planets. I'm not a fucking nerd.
Not some planet nerd.
Yeah, I can tell you Bruce Campbell's character from Alien Apocalypse, but I ain't gonna tell you. But anyways,
he's immediately.
This is the big escape scene. They run down his dossier before this. Like he's done everything you can think of. He's the most evil man in the world.
They're listing all the ultimate murders and and he's just that
anything you think
covers
of,
it.
Petty thefts and bank heists and all this crazy shit.
Yeah,
acts of terrorism.
Right.
So they take him to this prison that's the last stop. It's the end of the line, which I'm thinking at this point, won't just kill this guy. Like,
right. Yeah.
Has he not earned a death penalty at this junction?
Maybe they don't do that in the future.
Well, also in the future, apparently, all sense of security has lapsed as well.
Oh, my God.
They're
fucking explosive macaroni.
So this escape. You're thinking, all right, this guy's going to escape. Obviously, it's this big, elaborate plan he's going to have to, go through, and it's going to be this big sequence. No. So what it is, they have about 3 guards holding him handcuffed. They have this
and these future handcuffs.
These future handcuffs, which is like a box on your hand.
Yep. Yeah.
They put your hand inside of
it's like a
little Amazon package.
Yeah, a little Amazon package of.
They spray painted gray.
Yep.
The warden runs down all this shit. This scene after it happened, I was like, why'd they take so much fucking time on this?
I know, but it was
because
kind of a badass
the warden spends 5 minutes like going over like, you won't do this, you'll do this, you won't do that, you'll do this, and it goes on. I guess
it's all like standard issue prison stuff too. It's like he knows this stuff already.
Yeah,
right. And I guess maybe it did work to kind of subvert the audience in a way because
and you won't be causing havoc. You won't be causing havoc here.
And if their intent was to subvert the audience, it worked very well because I did not fucking expect what happened next.
Nope.
He casually asked, warden, so what about, are you allowed to spit in this prison? And the warden's like, no, you're not allowed to spit. I thought, when he said that, I was like, what a strange piece of dialogue.
I thought he was just going to spit on him. Yeah. That's where it was going.
In my head, I was thinking like, oh, it's just an out of place line. Obviously, there's going to be a callback to that later in the movie,
right?
In my head, like as a storyteller, I was taking note. I was like, this is something that we're supposed to remember for later because it's so out of place. How the fuck does this come into play later?
So
in the story?
You held on to that line for the whole movie, huh?
Yeah. Well, I didn't have to hold on to it for long because they blew their load pretty quick on it. He turns around and he's walking away and he spits
like a little
piece of hose. They snipped off a 1/4-inch piece of hose.
Yeah, right.
Wasn't it like blue? It was blue. It looked like a piece of a pin.
Yeah,
it was like it was a pin cap or something. Like the props department so they were like, hey, do you have that explosive device? And the prop was like, oh shit,
yeah, it's right here.
Right here it is. It's so inconspicuous, right?
This looks like a pencil eraser, Tom.
Yeah. Listen, man.
Look, it's the future.
It's future. You don't know what bombs look like in the future.
Yeah. And what I loved about this was he spits it out. It blows up. Everybody goes down.
Oh, yeah. No, and it doesn't just blow up, like it evaporates the fucking warden. like he explodes and like that legitimately was it blew my mind because no way were you expecting like in any sense of the movies we watch were you expecting that to happen?
No, not at all.
There's no one that I defy anyone to watch this movie the first time and tell me that, oh, I knew he was going to turn around and spit a piece of macaroni and explode the warden. Like they set it up with that line. Like it blew my mind. I was like, Jesus Christ! And at that point, I had such high hopes for the movie. I'm like, this is going to be fantastic.
Oh yeah, to me, this is like a real return to like what I initially expected most of our Bruce Campbell movies to be.
Right.
Yeah,
I thought, man, I found my new Maniac Cop 2. Like, I found this hidden gem in this filmography, and he spits it, and like it evaporates the fucking warden, and everyone else apparently has massive strokes.
Yeah, like
from the sheer shock of this, because none of them were expecting it either.
But he's
there's
fine.
like little bits of clothing, all torn apart, no blood. No. But just little bits of clothing.
Just vaporized.
And he was right there, too, but for some reason it didn't hurt him.
It didn't hurt him at all.
And there were people behind him that weren't fine, but he's
that died. This movie, it does a lot of things right. It has a lot of things that I enjoy. About it. It's such a time. It's such a, I don't know. It's like a time capsule movie because it is. Remember, like the 80s and 90s, where like if you didn't have a name, you just fucking the wind would kill you.
Yeah,
right. Like in movies, if you were hanging around the bad guy, or it's in the movie in general, you just someone throws a pillow and you're dead. Like,
that happens to a mook later on in the movie. Like he gets hit in the head with a pipe, which like movie rules say that doesn't kill you. Like in real life, probably, but like he just died. Anyway, it's just like
these henchmen. They're all like just the blandest henchmen. It's such a fun movie for the time because it brings all these like cliches of the time period. It really is like this time capsule movie, in my opinion. So now he has to infiltrate the prison to get his crew out, and this is about a 3-minute long sequence of him just casually letting his team out,
like, just walking around, just letting his team out.
We meet Quaid, who's his henchman, and I love this guy because he couldn't act with a shit. And every piece of dialogue was like, it was so casual. Like, he lets him out of the prison. He comes out. He's like, oh, hey, Alex, or whatever. What's his name? Alex Windham?
Alex Windham. Yep.
Yeah, he comes out. He's like, oh, hey, Alex, how's it been? He's like, oh, I've been pretty good. Like, it's like, every time he talks, it's like, hey, how's it going, man? Like, it's all casual. Like, I don't know. He couldn't act, but it just sounded so casual. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Every time the guy talked, it was just like, there's people dying around him, and he's like, man, there's a lot of people dying and stuff. Like, this is getting kind of out of hand.
He's in so much stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I
he's
knew
like
he was going to be one of those
notable martial arts movie guy, it looks like.
Well, I would have hoped they would have used his martial arts abilities to improve some of the fight sequences in this movie.
I know. Although you could tell they just used him for the one fight scene he really did get.
Right.
That's why he retired.
So another thing that like made me laugh at this point is Bruce gets on the intercom and he's like, I need all available personnel to report to the whatever bay immediately. And him and Quaid grab their guns and they wait at the front of the elevator for all these employees to come up. And the door opens. There's 2 guys there and they kill them. Like,
just like
that's the staff of this high security prison. Is like. They have like 6 people in staff.
And apparently it's just okay to wear sunglasses as a guard. Really goofy sunglasses too.
Yeah. See, that's another thing. Like I love that. There's so many things I love about this goddamn movie. You knew these guys were henchmen. It's like the red shirts from Star Trek.
Yeah.
Like these guys were just a vest, hat, and glasses. That way you can reuse the same actor over and over.
Which they definitely did.
They definitely did.
One of the bad guy goons was like wearing this weird fucking face mask.
I'm glad you caught that.
Like, I was like, that was
no one else
is
wearing one?
Yeah. That was a goon
obviously
that died earlier.
Someone died earlier. They were like, hey, we need someone for this.
Yep.
At this point, Bruce lets out all of these villains, and they just get a spaceship, and they're going to Dome 4.
Yep.
And
off they go.
We get the big exposition dump here.
Yep.
Dome 4 is a scientific colony where they're making all these science experiments, and Bruce is a artist, or he's a very well-educated man. He's a man of the arts.
Yes.
And he hates that the world has lost their sense of culture. So he wants to blow up the world. Or I guess
he wants to start over, but if he can't, he'll blow up the world.
Well, what he's going to do, and this comes in later, and it's such an interesting plot point that they just kind of gloss over. And this is one of the points where I paid attention. So apparently they discovered there's been a new planet discovered.
Yeah.
Okay? And the planet has humanoid life forms that aren't developed yet.
Right. So they're still primitive.
So Bruce the reason he's getting these bombs made is because he wants to like use that to like he wants that world. He wants that world for his own, because then he can go down there, he can kind of mold it and shape it to his will, and he can be like a god to these people.
He'll be the ruler with the advanced technology that he has compared to them. He can rule them and make things the way that he wants them to be.
Right. Yep. So he goes to Dome 4 to make a bomb or bombs.
Yeah.
So he can then I guess hold the galaxy ransom for this planet in exchange.
I don't know why you just don't use like a box of macaroni or a really big macaroni. Why do you have to go to...
Yeah. Seriously. Well, these bombs can level 5 continents. So
right. So that's kind of the basis of this. That's the base plot, and Bruce gives this in a very eloquent just exposition dump.
Yeah,
and he's just fucking on it.
Yeah, quoting like all these pretentious quotes from history, like snappy like things from Shakespeare and Caesar and stuff like that in a great big long monologue. It was pretty cool. Like I was like,
it was,
oh my God,
and that's one of the true saving graces of this movie.
Yeah,
is just anytime Bruce on screen, and that's what I was talking about. This is very comparable to Alien Apocalypse, in my opinion.
Yeah,
because just anytime he's on screen, he is just chewing scenery. He's having fun, and I love fun Bruce.
Yeah,
because we've definitely seen him phone it in before, and this was not one of those cases. It's one where he could have. I mean, he could have Minnows mined this fucking thing if he wanted.
He could have,
sure,
but you're right. He really did. We were wanting to see like a good villain depiction of Bruce, and I think this is actually pretty good.
I think we got
kooky.
It with this.
It's kooky as hell. Like they should have really tried to play this a little bit more as a comedy, and it would have really.
That's one of the big failing points of this movie is I think it takes itself too seriously at certain points.
Just a hair too seriously. Like it doesn't have to be completely ridiculous. They could still take their plot seriously, but if they had aired a little bit more on being funny, kind of with they probably couldn't do that with poor fucking what's his
Joseph
name?
Culp.
Joseph Culp. What were you calling him? John McClane.
John McClane.
Yeah, I don't know if he could have pulled that off, but
so speaking of John McClane, this is where we get the pretty much beat for beat Die Hard knockoff bullshit.
Yep.
Dome 4 is where John McClane's wife is stationed.
Yep.
He decides he's off. He's off duty, so he's gonna go and he's gonna surprise her for her birthday.
She doesn't know he's coming.
Doesn't know he's coming. He shows up to Dome 4. One of my favorite bits. I don't know if you got to see it, Urs, or not. Did you see where John McClane arrived at Dome 4?
I believe so.
This is one of my favorite parts of this movie because it totally just shows they don't give a shit. So he enters Dome 4. He enters this chamber, which just scans you, and on the back wall, just hanging on a tack, is a pair of goggles that he has to put on. He takes the goggles, he puts them on, it scans them, and then he casually takes the glasses off and goes to hang them back on the wall. It misses the hanger, and they just fall as he walks off
to the ground. He keeps walking. They kept it in.
He just kept on walking. I was like, you couldn't have retaken that.
Right, you couldn't have just done that again. Like,
fuck. And he has he has these like stupid one-liners all throughout the movie. Like even there, I think he says something like, "Make sure you get behind the ears" or something like that.
Yeah,
when it's scanning him and
well, it's
just stupid shit.
Like, what?
But then we get like his first big action sequence, which I did not understand what was going on. So he's walking on a hallway, and these two prisoners accost him, I guess, which is a scientific like research base. And
the inmates, right? They looked like inmates.
Yeah, and why were they just walking around freely?
I don't know.
And prison labor, man. You gotta have somebody to
but I didn't think there was
push wheelbarrows or whatever.
Maybe and they accost John McClane. They're like, "Yeah, I heard when you were stationed on so and so, you beat a man in 5 hits." And he's like, "Oh yeah, sure did."
Yeah,
like,
I forgot about.
He's like, "Well, that was my brother." And he's like, "Listen, leave me alone, or I'm going to take you out in 4 hits. 5 if you count the other guy, because there's 2 of them."
Yeah.
And sure enough, he like knocks out the one guy in 1 hit, and then he like counts his other hits as he beats the other guy. He's like, you got 3 left, boom. Then I got 2 left, boom.
Yep.
And then he beats him and pulls out. He gets a switchblade that comes up later.
Yeah, they did. Oh that is where that came from.
Stupid fucking. Oh, I'm such a badass. That's what when that scene happened, I was certain that Joseph Culp wrote and directed this movie. I was certain. I was like, there's no way this is not like a vanity project. I've seen vanity projects. I know how they go, and I was like, that is something that someone writes for themselves. But I guess not. Maybe he's good friends with this guy. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe
it just seemed like something out of a vanity project.
Yeah, they wanted their hero to be badass. I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. Like maybe they wanted to franchise this hero, like, and make him.
Yeah, maybe Sci-Fi was like trying to build like a little like TV guy or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
But he enters the base. He's secretly, or not secretly. I mean, they let him in, but his wife is unaware that he's there.
Yeah, like,
and
just
he gets
one
there,
employee knew he was there, like,
right?
And was like, "Oh, yeah, hush, hush, I'll never tell." He mentions that he has a wife, so we know what happens to him.
Yep. Yeah, he mentions he has a wife who he loves.
Yep.
Surely he'll be going home to her later.
Surely, of course. That's how that goes.
John McClane shows up just before Bruce Campbell shows up. Bruce Campbell shows up, and this is no security whatsoever.
Right.
And this fucking thing. Because the guy even mentions when John McClane enters, he's like, "Oh, I'm a little jumpy.
Yeah.
To hear about the big prison break on Mars."
And he's like,
we're taking things a little more seriously here lately.
Yeah.
And if they're taking things more seriously, I'd hate to see him on like a lax day. Because this ship just shows up. This ship like enters their docking bay without permission, and they just open up the door, and it's just Bruce with his guys with guns. They just blast in and go over the base. Like that was them on high security.
Yep.
Well, budget cuts, man.
Yeah, there was a lot of budget cuts. And speaking of just the movie Dome 4, this is like the epitome of like that 90s 80s sci-fi like place.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole movie, there's just computers chirping and lights flashing and like doors opening and closing and shit. All that stuff, keyboards mounted to walls. That was the future in the 80s.
Oh yeah.
If you could mount a keyboard to a wall, you have transcended to a whole nother level.
You were in advanced.
Just a shit ton of lights everywhere. Nobody knows what they are.
Lights. Everything's flashing. There's not a steady light in the whole place.
Right.
Everything's gonna be flashing because that's what people in the future want. They want flashing.
But you can get around without any detection by camera or
none
motion
whatsoever.
Sensor or sonar. I don't know if they're that advanced. Like, how is anything moving in your base that you don't know about?
I have no idea. Apparently, it's supposed to be like a really high tech base, too.
Right? Yeah. Right.
Well, I mean, they just missed that light flashing. That's what it was.
Yeah,
they could.
He's weaving through the blinks.
Information now. Yeah, that makes sense.
But this base, like, I was actually kind of surprised. It looks, I'm speaking in this, for the budget and the time that it was made, everything. The base is actually decent looking.
I thought so.
It looked like the future.
It did.
Surely, I mean,
it did, and they had I actually thought the model of Dome 4 for the exterior shots was pretty cool looking too.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
It was. Yeah, it's like. Clearly, you can tell it's a model, right? But like,
my favorite thing about the models and effects work is when it showed earlier in the first act when it showed the spaceship like flying to the base.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
they had one shot of that. It's like two spaceships passing each other. Like
oh yeah,
and they show that twice. They showed a third time, but they invert it.
Oh,
to where it's passing on the other side. You gotta stretch that budget where you can.
Yep.
That gave me huge 80s vibes.
Oh yeah. My gosh, yeah,
for sure.
Which I kind of love it.
Now speaking of like, we find out that Chase figures out what's going on. He witnesses Bruce and his gang.
Yeah, they just kind of bust in, start shooting.
And of
people.
course, an original plot point: he escapes through the ventilation system.
Indeed, yes. Very original.
I was waiting for like some lines. I was waiting. I don't know. I was waiting for like a Swanson TV dinner knockoff. I don't know. I was waiting for something like him to say like they didn't luckily try their luck too hard on that. Thankfully,
come out Dome 4, get together, have a good time. It'd be great.
Oh man, I don't really legitimately love this movie if they went that heavy into it.
That would have been great. Although, it's kind of a good argument for what Ben was saying about Die Hard. You don't need Christmas. You just need a birthday. Maybe.
I don't want to get into that.
Let's not get into that.
We'll not get into that, but it's on the record now. I just want to throw that in there.
Yeah. So
he's crawling around
the rest of the movie, if you've seen Die Hard, I can pretty much tell you, you're going to know what happens. So for the rest of the movie, what we get is we get Chase Morin creeping around Dome 4.
Slowly taking out bad guys.
we get Bruce Campbell contacting the government of Earth and letting them know, like, hey, I'm building bombs. I'm going to blow you unless I get what I want. Well, lucky for them, the best man on the job is just happening in the base.
Yep, just happens to be there.
We're introduced to the president, who is played by that guy from Fifth Element, which I think didn't Fifth Element come out in 96 too?
Ooh, let me check.
That must have been a good year for him for science fiction pictures. And then also we're introduced to, I think, the 97. Secretary of State.
Yes. Yep.
Who is
97.
97. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So we're introduced to the Secretary of State, who is best friend with Chase Morin.
Yes.
Or like his mentor. It was like his mentor or something like that.
Yeah, they were definitely, like, that's true. He was like, I taught him everything he knows.
Yeah, he's one of those guys.
Yeah.
And also, Bruce Campbell meets up with John McClane's wife.
Yes.
And she is the most beautiful thing he's ever seen because he is obsessed with her.
He's infatuated, which is so funny. I back us up to when he first meets her. He's like, on their way, they had all these hot chicks with them, right? That they were kind of partying with. And he has this little like throwaway line when he first meets the wife, like, there's a bunch of beautiful women floating around in space right now because we didn't need them anymore. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, are you kidding me? Wait, what? He just casually mentions like, we fucked him and dumped him out into
murdering
space.
A bunch of women.
Like, oh my God. It was like in their first interaction. It was anyway. So back on track. He's followed for this wife, and so that set it up for me. It's just like, oh my God, he is fucked up. This woman is in danger. So they did a good job with building tension there with that one fucking throwaway line. Like, oh my God. Anyway.
So he also mentions it too when they first meet up. He tells her, like, don't worry, I'm not going to force myself on you. Like, he gives her a fair warning that he's not going to rape her. I appreciate it. I was like, he's like, hey, I'm evil. I'm not that fucking evil. Like,
I'm not that.
That's a line you just don't cross, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's got boundaries.
He does have.
But he does tell her later, like, you're really like, I'm really have to fight my urges back. He does tell her.
I'm practicing a lot of self-control right now.
Yeah, he tells her that.
Which is like,
God.
I wish it seems like a line like some douchebag in a bar would use.
Nice. I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, I'm a nice guy, but you're really kind of pushing me here. Like, you're so attractive. I want to rape you. What do you think about that? Sweeping you off your feet.
But I'm not going to do it because I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, I'm a nice guy. I won't do it. But I'm just saying, you're hot enough where I'm considerate. Yeah. Well, you being such a bitch to me. I didn't even rape you. Like, oh my God.
That's how evil this guy is, really. Like,
he is. We don't condone rape, by the way.
Evil dude.
Neither does Bruce Campbell.
No, he doesn't. Even his bad guy won't do it. Kind of.
Exactly. Which, practice some self-restraint.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of guy that Joe Schmo is up against.
Yeah,
this maniacal, twisted,
and all the whole time he's on screen. Like, I can't get over how good Bruce is in this because it's to me, and I almost hated it at the same time I loved it because I thought, like, man, he's wasting this performance on Dome 4. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like it kind of it was so good that it made me mad. I was like, Bruce, come on, like
where's
whip this shit out and like let's get your ass in like the Marvel universe and pull this shit out. Like, don't be wasting this performance on Dome 4. But he made the movie watchable.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now, Urs, when did you tap out on this?
Oh man, I fell asleep. Probably we're not there yet.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you were still watching for a minute. So
yeah.
Another thing this movie does that I thought was fucking annoying, it introduces these little sub-characters who like have no purpose or reason or like any end game, but they all kind of have like, they spend time kind of half-assedly establishing them. Do you know what I'm talking about, Eric?
Yeah, I think so. The other
like there's that old guy, then there's that younger, the young peacemaker, the rookie. They call him Junior.
Yeah,
and they kind of make it seem like he's going to be like, Chase's sidekick. Like, he's going to team up and like,
be useful in some way.
Are they the ones that get killed in events?
Yeah, like immediately. Yeah, they get killed like immediately.
Well, the dumber one before that was when Junior, was it? they get untied. They overpower some of the bad guys, and Junior, I think, gets shot in the leg or something like that. And like the two peacekeepers like get out. The bad guy starts coming around the corner just as like they have their little interaction, Mr. Culp, Peacekeeper, Morgan Chase dude, and this rookie guy, he's like, hey, give me your rifle. He hands the rookie the rifle, and he's, they have some sort of like little quip or whatever, like, I'm one of you. And then he like fucking sees something coming, it looks like, runs away from the door. We just see him through the door frame and leaves him. Then the fucking rookie starts looking up with his rifle. He got a rifle now. He's out. He's free. Looking up at the vent. Doesn't go up the vent. Bad guy comes around the corner that Chase must have seen. Must have. That's why he ran. Bad guy comes around the corner. Junior kind of turns around like, huh? And gets fucking shot. What the fuck? Like, come on. What was that sequence? Why even bother saving any of them? He's just like, oh shit, like, someone's coming.
He's like better them than me.
Right. He's like, I'm one of you.
That was a close one.
I know. Oh, it's so dumb. And then,
no.
Yeah,
that's why Chase is the best. Because everyone else is just stupid.
You're always allowed. You're always the sole survivor, Chase.
How do you do it? How do you get out of there? And then, like, 2 seconds later, the other cops get gunned down. And so I'm like, why did we even watch this scene? Why did they keep the peacekeepers alive?
The peacekeepers escaping scene made me laugh because before they escape, that henchman guy's in there, like, telling them, like, oh, I hate you guys. You're all going to, we're going to kill y'alls. And then he's like, wait, where's my lighter at? I can't find my lighter.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go find my lighter. You guys stay here. And like, I thought, oh, wait, did this Junior kid, obviously he got the lighter. Yeah. And then it pans down, he's cutting the ropes. I was like, what the fuck was that line? Like, why was that?
Oh, I thought he was using the lighter to cut the ropes. No?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck was the line? Like, what? So out of place. I thought we was going to get another spitting line, like, thing. Like, I don't know. Like, and his lighter doesn't come up any other time in the movie.
Nope. Doesn't. Just gets him out of the room.
But it's just so out of place. Like, I hate you as cops. Let me have a smoke. No, my light is gone. Like,
where's my lighter? Let me go out here.
Oh, that little foreshadowing. And then it pans down. I'm thinking you're going to see like him burning his thing.
Yeah,
he's just cutting them. He's just cutting them.
Cutting them. Oh man,
what was that?
I was convinced that was the lighter. Damn it! I'm really
that's what you have lines to set it up.
Yeah. Wow.
Man, I think
the writer was probably just like, God, I need a way to distract him.
Yeah. What would I have him be like? I'm going to cut you as cops. Wait a second. Where's my knife at? Let me go find my knife. Like, why did I even say that? Why did I even say that? Like, that's an easy way to do that. But then he says that line. He's like, where's my knife at? And he leaves. It pans down. He's burning. And he's got a lighter.
Oh, man.
The writer, if they ever listen, was like, damn it, why didn't I do that?
Damn it.
Fuck.
Maybe this guy will be Googling his name on a Wednesday.
With our tens of fans.
I dare say we're at dozens by now.
We're growing. That's what I'll say. But so that was a completely stupid plot line. Then you also had the other character introduced. The old man, Mello. Played by I thought was going to be his like eye in the sky.
His guy in the chair. Character. Yeah.
He was because he crawls through and there's this old dude. It's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm down here in the basement doing nothing. I don't know what the fuck I'm fucking doing here.
Yeah,
like,
I'm good at staying put. Like,
I stay put. And he's like, I need your help doing something or other. And he's like,
he gets a map first. And then
I always wanted one of those hats.
Yeah,
because he's wearing like a peacemaker.
Oh my God, that's the old man from Die Hard 2.
Yeah, no, he's actually Jack Nance. He's actually been in a lot of shit.
But... No. There's a man in Die Hard 2 that gives him a map. Trades him for his jacket.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, Die Hard 2 hadn't come out yet, right? So they're not ripping that off.
I think 96. I'm pretty sure Die Hard 2 came out before that. Die Hard 3 came out in 97.
Oh, whoops.
1990 with Die Hard 2.
Oh shit. Well, shit. I think Die Hard 3 came out way before 97.
Okay. Whoops. Yeah.
Yeah. So they ripped that straight out. Die Hard 2.
Die Hard with a Vengeance came out in 95.
95. Okay.
So they are ripping off Die Hard 2. God damn it. Good catch there.
So we had completed the trilogy by the time this came out.
So they just had to try to fit it all in there.
Yeah, they had a lot to get in.
With the bombs
God.
Yeah. The very Hans Gruber-esque Bruce Campbell performance. Honestly.
Really?
That's what this was. Like, it was Bruce giving his damnedest Hans Gruber. So, yeah, that mellow character never, had any sort of, through line or arc.
No, he just gave him a map and then gave him something else. Told him how to get to some other place.
Just gave him somewhere else.
I thought he gave you a map.
I expected a character like that. With him being like, I have knowledge. I know everything.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be our guardian angel, eye in the sky kind of thing.
They're just leaving that guy alone in his room with all of that shit. There's all sorts of tech and stuff around that room, and he's just like, I'm just going to stay put. And he really does. He doesn't do shit. He has no interaction with any of the bad guys
I would
ever.
stay put.
I would too. It's smart.
Especially if I was an old man.
Yeah. I can't believe they left him alone there, though.
Me being the man of action I am, I'd be out there.
Oh, totally. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to Ohio.
Yes, start vanity project.
Welcome to Ohio.
Yeah, that's why I write that into a script. And it's going to be a lot more governor sons in that one. A whole gang of governor sons. But
one man.
One man.
400 governor sons.
Our audience is lost. I'm going to keep
Welcome to Ohio. Filmed in Bulgaria.
With Kevin Sorbo as the governor of Florida. Send my sons.
Oh my God.
We need more sons.
Ready the lawsuits.
Oh shit. So I mean, there's so many things like that just another one that comes up later.
Yeah.
Another one that comes up later is in the Bruce Campbell, his interactions with John McClane's wife, she keeps mentioning she has a husband. Yeah. And she's being really vague about it, and because she doesn't know John McClane is there yet. She doesn't know. They find out later, and their meeting is something else. I'll talk about when we get there. How she sees he's there. Yeah. It's fucking mind blowing. So she doesn't know he's there. Bruce doesn't know he's her husband. He knows there's just some dude on the ship, causing him problems.
Right.
While this is going on too, John McClane is in contact with the government, and they've decided they're going to send the Secretary of State.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because he used to be a commando.
He used to be a commando, and he's re-enlisting.
Yeah, once a commando, always a commando.
Yeah, once a commando, always a commando. He's re-enlisting, and he's going to go up there, and he's going to aid John McClane, and they're going to take down Alex Windham. Together. The band's back together, baby.
Right.
And the way he infiltrates the base, so they get a transmission that there's a food supply drop.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, hey, there's a food supply drop. And Bruce is like, well, go get the food.
Kill everyone
else. The lands, opens up, door opens. There's one dude there, one guard.
Uh-huh.
And Secretary of State comes out and kills him. And our Secretary of State is now on the base.
Yep.
So, they do this really cool thing where in, other movies, this would be a sequence. They're just kind of it happens. They're there. They're like, oh, obviously it's going to be a big influence. This food storage ship shows up, and there's all these crates. And, the guards are coming in. They're looking around for the crew. And then our Secretary of State skulks around and takes them all out. And enters the base.
With all neck snaps.
All neck snaps. He's painted up and I guess red face paint to match the Martian terrain. He's camouflaged in with Mars or whatever the fuck Dome 4 was. But there's all but no, it's just literally the door opens up. The one guard is there, I'm here to get the food, and the door opens up. Secretary of State's there, and just bam, there's our entrance.
Yep.
And he does a thing where he grabs a guard and he's like, "Where's Alex at?" And he's like, "I'll never tell you." And
he's got a laser gun.
Oh, yeah, he's got a laser gun. And that's the guns we kind of touched on it earlier.
They were not.
The guns are so some are projectiles.
Yeah.
Standard firing rifles and stuff.
Like bullets.
And then others are lasers. Like Buck Rogers fucking pew, pew, laser guns.
Yep.
But other are traditional trajectories, and it's so inconsistent.
Yep. And it like powers up, glows, and then blasts him in the arm, and he's like, the next one's for real. How would you like to spend the next hour bleeding out through your balls? Like, oh, fuck.
And then he tells him, like, I'm going to let you leave. I'm going to let you live because you're a good man. And he turns around, the guy grabs his gun, he turns around and shoots him. He's like, I had to let you grab for it. I guess he won't shoot an unarmed man.
I guess not. He's a hero. Just like
he's a man of honor.
Just like our Joseph Culp. Chase Morgan.
Yep. So now we have 2 heroes on the base.
Yeah.
And John McClane reveals himself. So there's a little room where Bruce and all the other baddies are, and he's got Bruce Campbell's. He's got John McClane's wife.
Mm-hmm.
And just so happens they're talking about her husband. He's like, "Well, where is your husband after all?" And John McClane is just there.
Yep. Just around the corner.
He just pops up behind him like.
Yep.
He's just standing in the doorway, like just standing there, like no infiltration. Like there's a room full of bad guys. He just shows up. He just walks in, like and shoots Bruce Campbell in the arm. Bruce shoots at him, and he runs off.
Yep.
But he drops his bag, and his bag has a gigantic picture of him and his wife in it.
Like the size of
he's got like a poster in his bag of him and his wife. I guess it's like a birthday present. I don't fucking know. Like,
even though in the future, I guess they're still using those kind of photographs.
Maybe there's no wallet sizes in the future.
Maybe they don't need.
Maybe that wasn't a bag. Maybe that was his wallet.
Maybe it was.
Yeah, that's probably future wallet. Progression of wallets.
Yeah. They get bigger as they
just get bigger over time. Yeah,
they get bigger.
Yeah.
So he just kind of like I was like so taken aback with that because he was just there. Like, it was like no tension. Like there was no him like sneaking in. He just kind of just like
rounded a corner and
somebody say my name.
Yeah.
Yeah, honey, you rang? What? He's just there. He's just fucking there.
Oh, me?
And then Bruce, of course, gets a picture, and the jig is up.
Yep, he knows who she is.
Yeah,
so he's like, I don't have to worry about this guy anymore.
Or should I say, Mrs. McClane?
Yeah, like, Bruce has a good line here where he's like, you mean to tell me that's your husband?
Yep.
And you tell me he can't here. Don't tell me he's up here on some kind of hero quest to save you. He's like, because I just can't compete with something like that.
Yeah.
He's I can't compete with that kind of heroics, and I love how he is.
I know.
Because he makes another line earlier, like during his initial exposition dump, where he's talking about these scientists. He's like, can you believe? He's like, they would spend all this time trying to figure out ways to save people. He's like, I'm not in the business of saving people. I just want everyone to be clear on that.
It's like, yep.
Like he's such a fun fucking villain in this.
He does have.
So then the jig is up, Now
I think
and this happens a lot. Where this happens again later, where people where the heroes kind of just pop up behind Bruce.
Yeah,
because later, Bruce is in another room by himself, and he's just fiddling with a computer or something like that. And Secretary of State just walks in, holds a gun. It has a gun to him, and instead of like firing immediately, he has to like walk up. I guess he's wanting to get like a point blank shot. I guess.
Yeah.
Because it's like a 30-second sequence of him like coming around the corner. There's Bruce's back turned,
sneaking around. Yeah.
And he pulls his gun out and he just starts creeping, sneaking up on him. And then Quaid shows up.
Yes.
Our main henchman.
Yep.
Shows up, and we have kick-ass fight scene.
Oh yeah.
Between Quaid.
And,
Secretary of State, Bruce is there, and then also John McClane shows up.
Is that
so
right?
We have this.
Is that right?
And there's a couple other guards too. John McClane takes out.
I don't think
because he
meet up. I thought
because he watches. Doesn't he watch? He watches Secretary of State die, right?
I don't think so. I think that.
No, he listens to it.
Yeah.
Oh, he listens to it. Yeah,
he's like Hans and Ellis. It's like literally the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think he's the one that shoots Alex. I think he's the one that shoots him in the arm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe he didn't get shot off in the. Yeah,
I think he made it by unscathed. Yeah,
which I guess makes sense why he was trying to sneak up because apparently he can't aim. He's like shot him in the arm. Maybe that's why he's like Jesus Christ, like 10 feet away. He's like, I
need to be more careful. God damn! I also have to stop drinking so much. Fuck.
Yeah. I love it. Quaid, Secretary of State kills Quaid.
Yep.
And like a little pretty decent little fight.
Yep.
But Bruce gets him and puts a gun to his head, right?
Way. Like he knew he was over there and he just gets the drop on him.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because like Bruce gets shot and falls down.
Yeah,
like
so he's out of the fight
everyone else
for a while,
does.
but yeah.
And then Secretary of State kind of forgets after he kills Quaid. Then Bruce shows up. Like, and Bruce gets on the radio. John McClane has one of the radios.
Yep.
We established that earlier. That he can hear everything now.
Yeah.
So he like tells him like, I'm gonna kill your guy if you don't reveal yourself. And Secretary of State's like, don't come out. He's gonna kill you anyway.
I love that part too. It's like there's these little emergency boxes on the wall, just about everywhere. Yeah. And he turns around and it's literally right there. Like, come on.
So funny.
I like it because of the we cut back to the framing device where all the congressional hearing or whatever like start like burning him on like you just let him die like let your friend die. He's like, well, he told me to. He told me to let him die.
It was an order. A direct order. And they're like, the one order that you chose to follow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love that. They're like, the one order you chose to follow is your friend dying. Like, I'm Chase Moore, and what can I don't follow orders.
I don't follow orders. It was an order, sir.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't you let your wife die, too? I couldn't do that. I had to defy orders.
Yeah. I don't follow orders.
Yeah. Dear God.
So the whole time all this is going on, one of Bruce's henchmen, he's the smart one because he's got glasses.
Mm-hmm.
He's the smart one. He has got all the scientists held hostage, and he's making them make the poison that's going to be loaded into these bombs, and they're going to blow up they're going to use to fulfill their plan.
Yep, wipe out the continents on the planet Earth if they don't.
Yep, and finally they crack the formula.
Yep,
the bombs are a go.
They test it on a rat. It fills container fills with smoke, and then the rat is gone, vaporized.
It like evaporated the fucking rat. That's what these bombs do.
That's what they do. They fucking vaporize you.
Acidic mist.
Yep, there you go.
And
so it's ready.
So that's all going on. The whole time that's going on, John McClane's doing his thing, and he's finally dwindled down the numbers enough.
Yeah.
Where does this happen? Where he gets smart bad guy tells Bruce, "Hey, we've got the bombs figured out," and Bruce is like, "All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Like, we're done. We got everything we need." He's like, "I'm taking the woman with me. She's mine or whatever." So he has him a hostage, and he's getting up all his men, and then I'm a little hazy on what happened from here.
Well, they're starting to make so he confronts Science Guy, right? Because Science Guy is kind of loading up the bomb now with the material. At least where I'm thinking we are. Yeah. And I think I think he has an encounter with John McClane. And
John McClane. John McClane was in the ship.
Yeah. That's right.
He was in the little escape ship. So they go to get to the escape ship. John McClane comes out, and beats up the rest of the guards, and just flip kills them all. Over the shoulder dead.
Then pulls out the switchblade that he got from the guy at the beginning of the movie, and it's a fast.
He used that on Bruce. He used that on.
Well,
Bruce.
he uses it on the Mooks too at the end of their
he does?
A couple of their fight scenes. Just pulls it out, stab. It's a little reminder he still has it. Basically, it's how he. It's like, why didn't you do that first? Anyway.
So now it's pretty much dwindled down to where it's
just
Bruce and
three of them now.
John McClane. Yeah. And Bruce comes in, finds that all his people are dead.
Yeah.
The smart guy's dead because he got punched in the face.
Yep.
And
we don't see what happened to the
John
explosives
McClane has the triggers. Has the two of the triggers. There's three triggers, and he's got two of the three. And Bruce is like, "Come on out here and fight me like a man, 1-on-1 or whatever."
Yeah.
And
then he
comes out,
drops down out of fucking nowhere from a vent. That was the funniest goddamn shot to me.
Yeah.
Is that where we're at?
We're there.
Yes. Shoves his wife away, and then they get into kind of an underwhelming fight scene, really.
All the fight scenes in this movie are underwhelming.
Yeah,
every time a fight scene came on, I was just like, could not have been more impressed.
Yeah, but he hopped down like a fucking ninja from like 12 feet up. It was, I was kind of oh damn! But they get into a bit of a fight scene that turns into a standoff because they're fighting over the guns. At one point, Alex just completely cold cocks. Mrs. McClane.
Yeah, just knock her out.
Knocks her the fuck out after he has like Bruce gets his hands on a gun and she like runs up and somehow hits him hard enough to get him to drop the gun even though she's tied up.
And one of Alex Windham has a lot of strong suits, but one of them is not negotiating because
no.
So John McClane gets his hands on all three of the devices. I think he gets hands on all three of the things, and they're having a little standoff. Bruce has a gun. Alex John McClane has the detonators.
Detonators, yeah.
So Alex tells him like, "All right, I'll make a deal." He's like, "You give me all you give me the trigger, and I'll destroy him, and I'll leave."
Yep.
And he's like, "If not, I'll kill you." And I'm thinking, what a. I was like, almost thought this is so stupid. Like I can see that John McClane like being, no, he's gonna destroy him.
Yeah. Yeah, of course he will. Like,
if you wait a second, you promise?
He's like, oh yeah, give you my word.
Yeah. He says, I'll give you my word. So finally John McClane's like, all right, here, and he throws him the trigger, and Bruce shoots at them, right, and then runs off.
Yeah, I think he might have just run off. I think he did shoot McClane at some point in the leg.
Yeah,
it might have been right.
Yeah,
there.
he shot him in the leg.
Yeah, I think that.
And he runs off. He gets in the ship and he blasts off. And John McClane's wife comes over and is like hugging him and shit, and she's like he got away with it. And then cuts to Bruce in his spaceship, and he's like maniacally like laughing like I'll chase McMoran, like I'm gonna blow you to smithereens. Then he hits the trigger and his ship explodes.
Yeah. Well, he notices the bomb is gonna go off, so he goes, "Chase Moran, you kill me."
Oh yeah, you kill me. Then he hits it.
Oh my god. The last one-liner was,
and then Chase Moran like tells his wife like, I think I gave him the wrong trigger. And then the movie ends.
That was it. Just credits, basically. Well, we go back to they wrap up the court thing.
Congressional
He's
thing.
just like basically like, "Yep, fuck you," and walks out. I'm just gonna go do my job and leave.
Yeah. He does the whole thing of like, I did what I had to do because you couldn't do it.
Yep.
And if you don't mind, I'm gonna go back to work.
Yep. Do my job. They let him go. Credits.
Let him go.
That's it.
And then he was sentenced to death
for treason because he was
for disobeying orders.
Marshaled.
Orders. Yeah.
I don't think you get to just walk away from a court martial.
And it's Assault on Dome 4.
Assault on Dome 4.
AKA Chase Moran. There was another name I found for it too.
AKA Chase Moran.
There was another one I found. I can't remember what it was. There was a third title. I think it got released in Germany or something under. But there you have it. That was Assault on Dome 4.
Yep.
I think we need to talk about the quality of Campbell here, guys.
I think you're right.
Good. Bad. I'm the guy with the gun.
All right, guys.
Assault
on Dome 4, 1996. Bruce Campbell starring alongside Joseph Culp. And the
Jocelyn
first
Seagrave.
thrilling adventure of Chase Moran, the first of many.
Oh yes, the first of many for sure.
The hero of the 24th century. Jesus Christ. Yeah, the hero of the 24th century is what he's referred to as. Yeah, so this movie, I know we don't review the movie, we review Bruce. We're talking about the quality of Campbell here.
Right. Of course.
This movie is a fucking chore to get through, I will say.
I didn't make it.
Yeah, Urs didn't make it.
So, and I actually ended up really enjoying it. Surprisingly enough.
I gotta say, I enjoyed it for all the wrong reasons, but I did enjoy it.
I would say I did too.
It's one of those movies where you're watching it. I'm watching. I'm like, I would much rather watch Die Hard.
Oh yeah, yes, definitely.
But
I kind of wish Bruce was the bad guy in Die Hard. No, that's kind of a little blasphemous to say, but I want to see Bruce. Seeing Bruce as the bad guy was definitely.
I would love to see Bruce as a villain somewhere else. Like I think he needs to channel this energy
in a good movie.
In a good movie,
yeah.
He could even be like that level of like just completely immoral evil, like maniacal, Machiavellian.
Now
whatever.
I have a question.
I'd like to see some more depth. Yeah,
I have a question. Do you guys think it would have been fun to see him in the Chase Moran role?
Oh yeah,
I think he would have done a better job.
I think he would have done.
I think he'd have brought a little more life to it. I mean,
yeah.
If you're looking at like knockoffs, I mean, you got Bruce Willis, who in the '90s was just oozing machismo. He was just charismatic as hell. Especially when he was John McClane. He just he just knew that role so well. I think if you're like looking at like knockoffs, like I think Bruce would have been a better like counterpiece to that Bruce Willis.
You know? I would have liked to see him in that role. I don't know what they were doing with this Joseph Culp guy. Like,
no,
I know his dad was an actor. Apparently, his dad was a pretty big actor in his time,
right?
And so I almost wonder if it was just kind of like
something I've always found with like these roles like he's playing, like he's playing this like uber badass, like you can't beat him. He's Superman, basically. I feel like if you're doing a role like that, like you have to have someone recognizable in that role. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you have to have someone that almost like the audience can relate to, like being a badass or like
right.
You know, like I feel like
if you're not going to go much further than that with it, then I would say so.
Right? Because
you're definitely right. Like if that's the depth to that character, then it should be somebody a little more recognizable. I don't. Well, they didn't do that with Die Hard, did they?
No, they didn't do it because Bruce was still
a comedy guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, and that was the
Bruce was known for like
moonlighting and shit.
Yeah, like soap opera.
Yeah, moonlighting. Okay. Then I think there was another show he was on.
But he kind of broke the mold of his career with that one, right? He wasn't really badass.
That's what defined him as an action hero.
Yeah,
and the appeal of that character was in the 80s. We were always getting these like statuesque, larger than life, badasses like Bruce and Sylvester, or like Arnold and Sylvester, who were out there, just like unstoppable.
Yeah, like nothing hurt him, anything like that. But then you get like Die Hard comes along and it's just like a regular dude, and by the end of the movie, he's absolutely fucked up.
Yeah.
Like can barely walk.
Like
on
that's
his
the appeal
feet.
of that.
Yeah.
And Chase Morin never got to that level. He was
I'm surprised Chase Morin didn't spend a few scenes running around with his shoes off. To be honest,
right? Honestly,
for real.
I would not have been surprised. But yeah, so that was Soul Dome 4. So I mean, the movie, in my opinion, it's a time capsule because they're just it just picks up on all the cliches of these like 80s, 90s action movies. They just put them all together. You have your larger than life villain, you have your unstoppable badass hero.
Yep. You have I'll
put that in quotes.
Right.
Quotations there. You have the set design of like, this is the future.
Yeah.
Everything's all industrial and flashing, and the whole movie, the whole atmosphere, everywhere you were at, you just heard like computers beeping and chirping the whole time.
Oh yeah.
It was a late 90s movie that wanted to be a late 80s movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although it predicted automated phone calls really well. Like that's what that is like today now. Like I'm sure they had something like that at that point. It wasn't that long ago, but now you can't fucking call any business without running into shit like that and going through that exact same conversation.
That's so
fucking funny.
Annoying.
Yeah. It is. And that's exactly, he's like, this is an emergency. I need to talk to, like, I think, who was he calling? Like the president or the secretary or something.
Secretary of State.
It's like, please hold. He's like, no, don't put me on hold, you stupid machine. And I'm like, yep, nope, they got that right. Yeah. Anyway.
So if we had to like, if you had this, so let's go and let's rate her. Let's rate this movie. That's I'm gonna start with Eursa. Eursa, what do you think? The quality of Campbell here.
I loved Bruce Campbell in this, like his one-liners and like just about everything he fucking said was great. It was just classic Campbell.
There was a bit I really liked in this movie. I forgot to bring it up during the review, but there's a bit where he's like kind of like talking at John McClane's wife. He's like, being just an asshole villain to her or whatever.
Yeah.
And he says something. He says some like quotable line. He's like Shakespeare said that, and she's actually so and so said that, and you could tell it like really like gets him. He's like, well, he should have said it. Like,
well, Shakespeare.
He's like Shakespeare should have said it, and like I love that bit. It was like she saw a chink in his armor of him being this like pseudo genius, where he thinks he's like the smartest man in the room.
Yeah,
like she got him. I love that part.
That was good. I liked that too. Made me wonder if he misquoted other things in the movie, but I don't think that they thought
right. Yeah, I was wondering that myself. I'm not nearly as smart as Alex Windham, so I can't.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
If he'd have told me that, I'd be like, yeah, that was a pretty good Shakespeare quote.
Right. Yeah.
Shakespeare, as Shakespeare said, 7 years ago.
Yeah, because he was a narcissist megalomaniac. Like it actually would have been really cool to see like him kind of dealing with somebody smarter than him.
There's
a
movie
more.
I'm getting off track again. There's this movie with Christopher Lambert, I think, in it, from like the 90s, and I forget this movie all the time. It's one of those Where's My Goddamn Wife movies, where the guy's wife gets taken, he's got to track him, or no, his wife dies. I think. There's this like group of like goons on this desert road, and this guy and his wife are on a vacation, traveling through the desert, and his car gets ran off the road, and I think his wife gets put in a coma. So he's like going to go track him down, get vengeance on his wife. And it has David Arquette in it in one of his like early roles. And he plays this autistic guy, and like he's like one of the goons. He's autistic. And the leader of the gang is like he's like his little brother. Like the autistic kid's his little brother, and he like thinks his brother's the smartest kid ever. So he'll like say like, "Hey Jimmy, what's 7 + 4?" And the kid will be like, 15. He'll be like, "See, he's fucking smart. He's the smartest guy. He's so genius." Like the character like believes it so much, and then like later, like one of the goons is like one of the side goons is like getting fed up with everything, and like that's his character turn. Is like the leader's like hey Jimmy, what's 6 + 4? And he's like 18. He's like, see, he's so smart. And the guy's like, no, it's not. It's 10. It's 10. He's wrong. And like that's like the big turning point for the villain. I always like that. I don't know, maybe think of that, but that's
it would have been cool to kind of see him freak out about it, like as the because he thinks he's a genius and an artist, and he's going to resculpt the galaxy in his image. So it would have been kind of cool if like we see these cracks in his armor, his mental capacities, like, oh, maybe I'm not so smart as I think I am. A narcissist would immediately reject that and like have a meltdown. Would have been kind of cool.
So if you had to rate it here, I'm gonna Eursa, I'll let you continue. So I know we interrupted you.
Oh yeah, no, I was done. I like Bruce Campbell.
So
the movie put me to sleep a couple times, but I like Bruce Campbell. I'm gonna give it a groovy.
All right, groovy.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Now I agree with everything Eursa said. Like this movie, this is I can't quit bringing it up. This is very comparable to Alien Apocalypse.
Yes.
To where if this, which it is a bottom of the, like I've never seen this movie anywhere, but I would not have watched this movie had it not had Bruce in it. There's no way I would have went on my way to find this movie unless I needed it for the show, which we needed it for the show.
Right.
And, because it has Bruce Campbell in it. And I'm very glad I did, because as angry as it made me, Bruce really fucking gave it his all here.
Yeah, he did.
And it just makes me mad because I want to see this in a good movie. I want to see this side of Bruce elsewhere. We've seen him phone it in, like in Tornado. We've seen that. We've seen Bruce Moontrap. We've seen that Bruce that just is not there for the
Maniac Cop. Maniac Cop for me. That's the one.
Maniac Cop, I'd say Maniac Cop, where he's just not there. He's there to get his paycheck. And this could have been one of those movies. It could have been Minnows Mind. I mean, it could have been one of those. But for whatever reason, he just fucking gave it his all. He stole this show every damn time. So I'm gonna give it a groovy.
All right. I am definitely gonna give this a groovy. He made the whole movie for me worth watching, and it was honestly, I had a lot of fun watching it. Which usually I don't if I'm watching a movie of this caliber by myself, but I did have a blast with it, and it's because of his bad guy. He was a really good bad guy. I would love to see him in more villainous roles, but it'd be kind of cool to see like some sort of Alien Apocalypse Assault on Dome 4 crossover, where the hero of the one goes up against the villain of the other, and really I just want an excuse for two Bruces squaring off.
those are the two Bruces you pick.
Those are the two. Those are just the one absolute exemplary example of what a hero should be, and the epitome of fucking maniacal evil.
So Dr. Ivan Hood takes on Alex Windham.
Yes, give me that crossover, baby. I want it. So it's definitely groovy.
One day I'm going to be on like some like game show, and that's going to the questions on.
And you're gonna know, you'll have
for $1 million. Name the lead role of Bruce Campbell in the 2005 science fiction picture Alien Apocalypse. And
see, I couldn't even remember the year.
I'll be looking around. All the other contestants are gonna be stumped, and I'm just gonna hit my buzzer.
Yeah.
Dr. Ivan Hood.
That is correct. Oh my
Judges,
God.
That's correct for $1 million.
Woo! Bulgaria money.
Yeah. You have won $1 million and all expenses paid to Bulgaria. Welcome to Who Wants to Be a Bulgarianaire? Our reigning champions. Oh shit! But yeah, so is that a certified groovy?
I do believe.
I think so. Yeah.
That Assault on Dome 4 is a certified groovy.
That's our first certified groovy of 2022.
Oh yeah! All right.
Wow, we
nice.
did it, guys. Assault on Dome 4. We're kicking off the year right with a certified groovy.
Heck yeah!
Hopefully that's
hopefully
a sign of things to come.
Yes, a brighter future for us all.
Right.
More bright than the future that Assault on Dome 4 predicts.
Yes. It's just so weird to think about these kind of movies that, like came out in like the 90s, 80s. There was just so much coming out, which I feel like there's a lot now, but it's just weird. Like this movie right here is probably like lost. Like if it wasn't for this YouTube upload and whatever foreign country it was put on DVD,
right.
I mean, it's probably like lost.
Right.
Like I know there's this other movie, Eursa actually just sent to me the group chat called In the Line of Duty, Blaze of Glory.
That looks good.
I have that where we can watch it, but I bet that movie is like lost, and like it's just crazy to think there's movies like that.
IMDb says you can buy it for $31.
Yeah, well, fuck that.
Assault on Dome 4.
It's available on Amazon. Buy DVD for $31.98.
Okay, so it's not worth that, folks. But YouTube is a great place to watch it.
Oh no, I was talking about the Displays of Glory movie.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen that, so I can't judge.
But all right, guys, I think we can pretty much wrap it up on Call to Campbell. Certified groovy. I mean, I'm kind of shocked. I was not expecting a certified groovy when I first started watching this movie.
I really enjoyed it. I recommend
it. If you could find a Assault on Dome 4 Bruce Campbell supercut.
Ooh, yeah, there you go.
Watch that.
Yeah.
Or maybe
you just need to cut it up.
Yeah, Eric's learned how to do video editing.
I'm learning some snipping.
There you go, Eric. There's your we can host it on our page.
Just a Bruce Campbell supercut of Assault on Dome 4,
and it'll go viral.
Yeah.
People will be everywhere. Finally.
Just what the world needed.
Thank God.
Yep.
Cut out all the boring parts.
Right. Pretty much.
Down about 3 minutes.
Yep. It's just going to be talk about bombs and inappropriate touching.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
a lot of self-control. Right?
A lot of self-control.
I'm a good guy. You notice I haven't raped you yet.
Yeah. That makes me a good guy.
So
I'm a nice guy.
How about a little reward, huh? Why don't you come and give me some sugar?
Bitch.
or you want to stuck up bitches who don't. Yeah. Oh, Lord, the nice guys. Hopefully, we don't lose any of our. Hopefully, a number of our followers are nice guys.
Hopefully they don't. If they are, they don't know they are.
Right. No. They wouldn't. It's a It's a blind spot.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead. We'll wrap it up.
We're gonna wrap this up. Certified Groovy. Check us out.
Certified Groovy.
Check us out on YouTube. All our shit. Yeah.
Check out this video on YouTube if you guys want to. And, make sure you follow us on everything.
At
Eric, where we at?
At Cult Talk Net on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram.
I think that's it.
And Facebook. Wait, we have a Twitter?
I think we have a Twitter.
Yeah, Mike's had it for a while.
Mike's Twitter.
Mike's got Twitter for us. Yeah, we've had it for a minute. I just don't think there's much on it. But we have a Twitter.
Leave us a comment if you want us on TikTok, because we're not on fucking TikTok.
Oh, yeah, we are.
We are on TikTok.
Yeah, I just haven't posted in a while. We're on TikTok.
We don't do anything with it. Yeah. Okay.
No.
Gotcha.
I just like a bunch of weird shit on there.
I need to search at Cult Talk Net. Get connected.
Is that what you use the TikTok for?
Yeah.
Is that what all the cringy videos you send in the group chat? That's where they come from?
Yeah, our Call Talk Net follows some weird shit on there. The company's weird.
Of course, you can also find us anywhere that you listen to podcasts at Cult Talk Net. We have other amazing shows, such as Cult Talk's Weird Shit and The Cult of Lore.
And more to come.
Yeah.
We're very excited.
But until next time, just remember, stay groovy.
Hail to the king, baby. best you got?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.